You're watching the Manitoba Racing Network.
Well, we are just about ready to go at the very last feature of the night. Thank you for sticking with us. It's 10 o'clock here in Manitoba, which means we've got one more race, and then we're done for the night. The four-cylinder stocks who race here on an infrequent basis. They'll be showing their heads here one or two more times this year. In fact, they'll be here next in just a few weeks from now when we go on September 4th for a regular night of racing. They'll be back again on the 11th, so they'll do back-to-back nights. And then there will be one more time for them on the 20th of September. That is for our track championship. So they got 3 more times here at the Speedway. So let's roll through the cars as we get ready to go racing here at the Speedway. On the pole, it's the 33 of Lauren Stoddart and the 23 of Terry Berkey. Row 2 has the 17 of Jim Mulholland and the 13 of Mike Wenham. The 96 of Sean Perdonick and the K9 of Doug Krauser in row 3, and the 91 of Scott Perdonick in row 4 with Rob Reese, the 44. Mike Demchuk and Norman Anderson are in row 5, and 6 has got Brandon Rehill and Jamie Law. Row 7, Andrew Plett and Dave Kozenko. We are back to action here. 15 laps on the board. Total tonight, 14 cars in this race. Healthier class, at least compared to the first few racing weeks of the season. Numbers were much lower then. They've kind of built back up now, so it's nice to see. One of the starter classes, not too expensive to get into this one. Great race shaping up in the middle of the pack. The 17 door-to-door with that 13. Heading around now. Your leaders door-to-door as well. Terry Berkey, Sean Perdonick. This 23 and the 96. And they're almost 4 wide going out of turn number 2. Are there 4 lanes for them to get those cars around? It looks like there might be enough for a 4th lane. Car spinning a little bit. Looks like that 33 was about to cut off the 15 car. Sean Perdonick way out in front now. They're 3 wide on the backstretch. Cars going all over the place. That 33, he comes close to getting T-boned. He gets back on the track. Meanwhile, we're missing a good race up front on the front stretch as they're going around turn 1 now. 4 cars there. They're fighting for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. It's a pair of Perdonicks up front. And the 33 car is on the front stretch. We're going to get a yellow flag here. His hood just popped right off. The board says 10. They've now moved it up to 11 laps to go, but the 33 car, Lauren Stoddart, needs to get the hood back on. Technical crew coming up front just to take a look. What's going on here, buddy? Is it an easy fix, or can we get you back on the track, or are you heading off? Let's take a look at the Manitoba Racing Network replay. Here it is. Just catches a small piece of that 17 car, just enough to get things loose, and then he gets another piece of that 13 on the other side, a little bit of a sandwich. Something flies off his car, and then he gets it going again. So kudos to him for continuing to race. Four-cylinder stock class has a pair of Perdonicks up front. Scott and Sean. Sean out in front. Scott right behind him. Rob Reese, who's been pretty deadly with that 44 car this year. He's in third spot. So they're going to get the cars back in order now. They are. Laps to go in this race. Kudos to the Manitoba Racing Network team for getting this going. "12 minutes left on the clock. We're green flag racing, so we're back in action. Perdonic up front. The 96 and the 91. That's Sean and Scott. Reese still in third. Krause in fourth. Doug Krause, of course, former champion in this class. Rob Reese been very good this year. He's in third spot, trying to get around the 91 of Scott Perdonic. Cars door to door on the back half of this track. The 17 there, you can see him on your screen. Jim Mulholland holding on to a spot, getting ahead of the competition. That's the 71 and the 13, Brandon Rehill, Mike Wenham. Meanwhile, the 44 up front, he's getting around the 91 of Scott Perdonic. Rob Reese now, he's got second spot. 7 laps to go for your leader. Got a comfortable 4 or 5 car lead right now. Still 7 laps to go, so plenty of time for that 44 and the 91 to catch up. The rest of the pack, though, pretty far behind in this one. On the backstretch, the 16 and the 93 having a little bit of a battle. Jamie Law, correction, I think that's an 83 if I look again. Norm Anderson. Time to invest in a new pair of glasses. Rob Reese now making a play for the top spot. He's going high and wide on turn number 2. He's got Sean Perdonic in his sights. Perdonic now going a little higher on the backstretch. Your leader driving the 96 car could be short-lived here, as 44 of Rob Reese making a move on the back, and Rob Reese now is your current leader. Rob Reese, 4 laps to go. Rob Reese started this race back in 8th spot. He's door to door now with Perdonic. Perdonic now jumps back ahead as he's going into turn 3, but Reese found some speed out there. Let's see if it helps him again on this turn. He does. Now he's got a full car length ahead of the competition. 3 laps to go in this race. That 44 car likes it high and wide. He's finding speed out there. Scott Perdonic still in 3rd spot. He's a little further behind him. Got a way to go if he wants to play catch up. And wow, we're getting pretty close here with just 2 laps to go. Sean Perdonic, Rob Reese. 2 laps to go in this race. Are getting on to lap traffic. Now this is where it's going to get interesting. Perdonic makes some file around. Oh, the lap traffic could be causing a problem here. Reese goes high, and it cost him some position spots as he falls back to 2nd. And he's got a good 2-3 car lengths he's got to make up with just 3/4 of a lap to go. Your leaders up front, they're putting on a good show. Going around turn 4 for the last time. Perdonic and Reese. Put this one in the books. Sean Perdonic with the big win here at Red River Co-op Speedway. Rob Reese with a second place finish. Scott Perdonic finishing up in third. Coming up next, it's the 15 of Mike Demchuk. The K9 of Doug Krause finishes up in fifth. Jim Mulholland in sixth. Brandon Hill in seventh. Mike Wenham in eighth. Jamie Law looks like he's going to... Jamie Law gets eighth. Norm Anderson finishes up in ninth. Wenham finishes up in 10th spot. So no way in for this one. Our winner will go straight to the front of the stage to talk to Darren Pallin about how the race went. Sean Perdonic, your winner in this one. Interesting note, take a look at that time, 34.016. That was his last lap. His best lap came in lap 13. Huge difference in time, 22.892. Just a little over 11 seconds difference. We're going to throw it down to Darren Pallin to wrap this one up, and we'll be back in just a few seconds with our final thoughts.
Famous trophy. Of course, tonight's race is brought to you by SMS Equipment and Wisers. Grab yourself a Wisers over at the vendor. Well, congratulations. Come on up here, Sean, for a second. Understand that's your first ever race win. Fantastic out there, huh?
Yeah, it was quite a race at the end there. I was on the bottom, and he come on the high side. I'm like, whoa, I better get going.
Well, that 44 was fast. That was Rob Reese. And, man, you guys battled for a long time, but very cleanly.
Yes, the car got a little hot, and it kind of lost a little bit of power at the end, so I just kept it to the boards.
All right, anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank my dad. He's half of the crew, and my girlfriend and all my family, and yeah. And Heads Up, the only sponsor there, and they keep us going every weekend, so.
All right, how about it for Sean Perdonic, ladies and gentlemen, your winner here tonight for SMS Equipment and Wisers.
Thank you so much, Darren. That'll put a wrap up on our broadcast here at Red River Co-op Speedway for the Super Truck Hall of Fame night. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back again next week for another Thursday Night Thunder here at Red River Co-op Speedway. Have yourself a good one. We'll see you guys back here very soon.
For more great videos on racing, check out the Manitoba Racing Network at www.manitobaracing.network.com.